Last time on Wonders and Blunders.
What we're looking for, I don't know that it's a weapon in the way that it strikes people down, but I do believe that it was an item that seemed to give people information about everything that their opponents were doing.
So we need to look for a location that has access to some subterranean areas.
I found some holes out here. They look pretty deep. Tunnels, maybe?
You see Rowan sort of put his hands to bring himself up, and they sink through the snow, and like a javelin, he just bobsleds down the hole out of sight.
Goodbye.
Rowan!
Oh dear. I jump in and cast Featherfall on myself.
Okay.
What?
Oh, you jump in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sky, toss me a rope.
Sky runs across the field and slips down a hole.
Oh no.
Oh my god!
Okay, so let's go underground. So, Rowan, you are just sliding. You're sliding into the dark. And you also don't have dark vision, correct?
No.
So you.
Any of us?
I do.
Sorry, Benjamin held up his hand.
Okay, so you shoot down this hole and come skidding out at the bottom, and it's just complete darkness. There's about 10 feet of light that you have in front of you that shows you that you're in a tunnel that is down here about 8 feet wide.
Okay.
And it just extends off into the dark.
All right. And it's like a dug, like it's a dirt tunnel. It's not constructed or anything from what I can see of this dim 10-foot light.
You could do an investigation.
That is what I'm going for. So that would be 12.
A 12.
Yeah.
With a 12, you can't really tell. It's just it's dark. Oh yeah, you would make that with disadvantage 2 in the dark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which doesn't matter.
You see even less.
Oh yeah, I got it. Yeah.
You'll see less.
Okay.
So that all you know is that it's about 8 feet, and then it sort of moves off into the dark. Down here, you hear almost nothing. The sounds from above are completely muted. You can tell that you've fallen some distance.
Yeah.
Inside, you can hear like the dripping of a distant underground stream. It smells like wet rock, sort of moldy, and 18 passive. There's also a sour smell in the air down here.
Okay. Well. I'm gonna lean back towards the hole I slipped in, and hey, I'm obviously not gonna get back up there. I don't know if any of you can hear me, but I'm gonna move a little further in. That seems like a safe thing to do. I'm kidding. It's obviously not, but I don't know any other way out. So
immediately you see a set of feet just come launching around the corner as Valen comes towards you, so you can make a dex save.
Would casting Featherfall have slowed me down enough to not be a hazard?
You still move 60 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when you're falling straight down.
that's okay. I got a 19.
19, yeah. So you hop backwards and you come down and sort of rest properly on your rump as you land at the bottom of this ice slide.
Hey, Valen.
I thought I might come to help you.
Oh, well, I appreciate that.
Now, how do we get out of here?
Well, we're not going to get up that hole.
No, certainly not.
No, but what I'm thinking is maybe we can very carefully move forward through this tunnel and kind of feel our way, go slow, but maybe reconnect to something that's not quite as smooth as Moonland.
Do I have any sense of how far down we came?
Do survival.
Oh, you boy. So I forget how to open the
Yes, that's the first challenge.
That's going to be okay, actually. 17.
17. You don't know the exact number, but you are sure that you've gone up like over 200 feet.
Okay.
It's
down?
Not down, but this slide was sort of 200 feet long. For the amount of time that it took you to get down there with that feather fall, it was quite far.
Okay.
Yes, well then let's poke ahead slowly and
Yeah.
see what we find.
We'll take our time.
I think it's about at this point that Sky's shriek
Yeah,
rumbles
you would
through.
have heard that already. Rowan, you would have heard just the of Sky falling down the hole, and you would have heard that echo ahead of you
Yeah. Okay.
in the through the tunnels. Benjamin,
Yeah.
you are being lowered.
Mhm.
Are you just jumping in with the rope? You're being lowered by Bree. Lowered.
Like lowered.
Yeah,
He was like really being very cautious.
Yeah.
He's a very cautious little boy.
So you have like another 20 feet of rope to go down?
It was the 20 and then 50 that he tied to it.
That he tied to it. Okay.
Yeah, so 70.
Do a sleight of hand for the knot.
You tried it, actually.
Yeah, I did.
Sleight of hand for the knot.
Oh boy.
These big lizard claws, they're not so good.
Massive damage from the fall. Come on. Let's kill this 12-year-old boy.
It's bad. I got a 5.
Okay. So you start to lower, and you hear below you, like, hello? Hello? And you can hear that this is echoing quite far away from you.
Mhm.
And as you lower further, you just hear, I have fallen some distance. I am unharmed.
I'm coming down.
And as you lower now, above you, you hear a straining in the rope. And as you look up, you can see this knot starting to pull itself through.
Yeah, I'll tug 3 times.
Okay.
I start pulling up immediately.
Yeah.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
Can I help?
6.
Yeah, you can. You could assist. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to assist so he gets advantage.
Advantage? Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
It's good. I'm going to just re-roll anything that falls off of this to make it easier. That's better. 20, non-natural.
20. Yeah. So you start pulling, and you can also feel this knot starting to let go below you.
Start pulling faster.
And you yank it, and Benjamin, you're just flying up this hole at this point. You made it down probably 70 or 80 feet. And you, with your dark vision, you could see that it curved off, but you couldn't see Sky yet.
Okay.
So you know it was like another 60 feet beyond there at least.
Mhm.
But you get pulled up, and Bree, as the rope lets go, you manage to reach out and grab the second rope and hold onto it and pull him the last 50 feet up.
What is down there? Is the cat okay?
I heard her. She said she's unharmed. If someone else maybe tied a better knot in another length of rope, we might be able to lower it all the way down and get her. I don't know if she could hear me. I told her we were coming.
Yes, just get more rope. I will tie it this time. I can go down as well. She's my sister. It's only fair.
Also, Benjamin's eyes are now pure white. Kind of
Mental note.
just yeah.
No.
Yeah, just kind of blending in with his
I'm
his
coming
very
back
pale
with
skin.
my rope now.
Okay, so let's do a rope tally. How much rope we got?
Who got rope?
So there'd be 3. No, 4. I guess we would have 4 lengths of rope from the adventuring packs.
Yeah.
200 feet.
So that's 200 feet.
Okay. So you have a 200 foot, a little bit less from the from tying
From
it all
what was
together.
taken up from the thing, but yeah. 200 feet should hopefully be enough.
Don't other cats have rope as well?
That's what I was tallying just for me.
Yeah,
Oh.
so that's 200 from Sky
Oh,
and his
okay.
retainers.
Right.
Or from Star and his
I mean-
retainers.
So then I have 50, you have 50 as well, Karadov.
Mine is tied to the caravan, but yeah, Benjamin will run back. There's now a set path that's been sort of placed by everyone running back and forth.
Yeah, I'm gonna take your saying running as walking carefully.
yeah.
I'm gonna translate that in my own head. Every time you say run, you mean very carefully.
Benjamin will very carefully make his way back to the caravan and untie his probably shitty knot. Stupid fucking kid. And bring that rope back.
Yeah, you pass Yuri and he's like, "How's it going?"
Poorly.
Oh, that's all right. This is what it's all about. Hey, listen, this is that stuff. What you've been asking about. Not all adventures are like slaying a dragon. Some of them are your friends fall down a hole. You know. That's what adventuring's all about. You got to take the ups with the downs, and the way downs, and the way downs.
This stinks. And then trudges off, and you can see that snow is kind of in his boots because his pants are kind of too short. And
Right.
they're like, yeah.
Yeah, we'll give him some new pants.
That was what I was going to say, is you would probably all have noticed that he seems to be having a growth spurt. He's noticeably taller than when you guys met him 2 months ago.
Oh.
We have 350 feet of rope. Between all of us.
Yeah, well, that you've solved the rope problem, probably.
God, all these adventuring packs come with rope.
Yeah. So you, as you're tying these ropes together, if all of you are working on it, Star, you can roll with advantage for knotting it up.
Yep, that sounds good.
Knot it up.
Roll. We're gonna be fine. 24.
24. Okay. Yeah. So you see Star start to work pretty quickly. You just hand him ends of rope, and in a flurry of movements, they get tied into this intricate knot. As you're tying those ropes, and down below, you hear Sky go, "Ah! Oh no! Oh!" And down below, the two of you hear like an. And actually, Valen, you speak Draconic. Yeah, you recognize it as Draconic. Make a perception check.
Both of us, or just?
I shout out, I guess. Sky?
You don't get a response.
Do I hear these?
You would have heard her screams, but you don't hear these chitters. 9?
9.
You can't pick out what it says.
Mm-hmm.
You just get a couple of little words that you're pretty sure are Draconic.
Some sort of dragon-like creatures, or draconic in nature, ahead of us. They sound riled up.
Yeah, and one of those, one of Star's friends fell down too, eh? That's what we heard earlier, wasn't it?
We should...
Yeah, that changes the situation a little. I think maybe if we're going to be moving forward, maybe a little quicker.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's do that.
Okay, so marching order for you two.
I feel like I'd be in front.
Yeah, in front? Okay.
Yeah, I've got these long, lanky arms that I'm waving in front of me.
Still completely in the dark.
Yeah,
So as soon as you move 10 feet away from this light source, you can see nothing.
Nothing. Yeah, and I'm just with my lanky, long arms, just kind of doing that whole like waving in front of me as I go, trying to feel the wall and keep. Actually, I would probably keep one hand on the wall and the other one waving in front of me.
I would light a torch.
Lighting a torch?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also imagine that I don't have my pack. I probably would have left that on the caravan.
Right, but you went on purpose.
I took my gear.
Yeah.
I had my rope with me.
Okay, that's great.
Okay, so you light up a torch. So that gives you 20 feet of light. Is that correct?
Bright for 20?
Yeah, bright for 20, yeah.
Bright for 20, dim for 20. Great. Okay, so when you light the torch, you can see you've made your way probably 10 feet down as you're just getting it lit, and then as you light it up, you see on either side of you there is a small tunnel which extends off in either direction. This one is about 2 feet. It would be a tight squeeze to get through this one. This chamber that you're in here now is much bigger than the hole that you fell down. It's 8 feet wide, so cramped. You might be able to move side by side, but the most comfortable would be one at a time. And the cavern extends beyond you farther than your torch reaches, just in that one direction.
And the sound seemed to come from that direction.
They echoed out from in front of you, but you're not sure exactly how far. And you don't hear this skittering or the sort of chuckling anymore. From back up top, are you guys lowering down one by one? Is that?
Yeah, I said I would go first.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow.
Okay.
Do I fit in this hole?
You could fit in this is one of the 5-foot holes.
Okay.
So you could go down. You can fit through the 5-foot hole. Yeah.
Okay. Was the hole that Rowan fell down bigger or
Same size?
same size? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think once they're all the way down, I would go down afterwards, just because I'm a lot of weight for that rope.
Yeah, sure. So going one at a time, make a strength check Bree with advantage, and then again without. If you're just holding this rope.
17 with the advantage.
Okay.
And then 16 without the advantage.
Okay, so as people are making their way down, as long as you're going one at a time, you have no problem holding the rope as they make their way down. You're just this massive form, might as well be tied to a tree. And then how do you get yourself down?
Is there enough rope that I can tie it to the caravan?
Yes.
Or actually, is there enough rope that I can give it to Yuri?
I should say this first then, so that you know that. Star, as you climb down this rope, you climb farther and farther, and again the sounds of above start to fade away, get really muffled as you go down. It stays very cold down here. You can still see your breath, but you don't feel the breeze at all as you make your way down. This tunnel, you go down 100 feet. It still extends beyond. You go down another 50 feet, and you see it curve out. And then another 30 feet beyond that, you reach the bottom, and you can see that the rope has sort of come out at the bottom of this chamber. So you
so
do
it's
reach
like roughly 200 feet.
Yeah, just about 200 feet.
Okay, cool. Well, I guess when I get to the bottom, I'm gonna tug on the rope. I'll shout like I'm down. I've hit the ground, and then I'll tug on the rope a bit.
Okay.
And then can I do a perception check, I guess?
Yes. Actually, when you yell out from behind you, you just hear shh.
I turn around.
You see this little scaly blue creature, sort of wrapped up in what look like raccoon and badger pelts. Not put together in any sort of clothing way, just sort of wrapped around them and tied with rope. And it sits there looking at you. It has a dagger in its hand, in one hand, and in the other hand it has a little sling. And it looks at you and it just says like shh, and then just sort of garbles at you a little bit, like
hello.
And then it sort of like backs up and then turns around and runs away.
I can track where it's running?
Yeah, you have 60 feet of dark vision.
Yeah.
So down here where you come in, you can see it run. Yeah, and you see it turn a corner about 50 feet ahead of you.
Okay, cool.
To the right.
Okay. I'm gonna. And what's like the layout of like the local area? Is it just like that tunnel turning down that corner, or is there more branching off?
Yeah, make a perception check for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perception is 14.
14? So you've come into an area. It's one of these bigger tunnels. So you've come down into a tunnel that is, again, like the one that Rowan's in, like 8 feet wide. It's also, 8 feet tall. And so you can stand pretty comfortably in it. To your right, you can see the tunnel curves a bit, but not so much that you can't see the end. And you see a big pile of rubble blocking the path in that direction to your right. To your left, in the direction that the little creature ran, you can see that about 5 feet ahead of you is a very small 2-foot tunnel, one that would be a pretty tight squeeze to get through. And the larger tunnel extends past where you can see as it goes beyond the right turn that the little creature took.
Okay, so that would be like straight ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, then I'm just going to wait for other people to come down, and I'm going to draw my rapier.
Okay.
I'm going to get down to the bottom of the hole, and when I get down, I'm going to call out to Rowan in my head.
Okay.
And just say, if he's within 30 feet of me, he will hear.
Okay.
Are you all right?
You hear nothing, Rowan.
And I don't hear any response out loud.
No response.
In the dark.
So Karadov came down, then it was Benji, I assume.
Well, when Star started going down, Benji carefully makes his way back to the caravan, hops into the back, and comes out with the shield strapped across his back. And he just sort of says to Yuri, like, if does Yuri notice? Or like, well, yeah, he just looks kind of at Yuri and he goes, Mother would kill me if I did this without this.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, don't tell her about any of this.
That's a deal.
And as you're going past him, he kind of grabs you by the shoulders and he's like, listen, I know whose blood you got, okay? You're going to be fine. This is, if you need any help, just call out. I'm right up here. You've got a whole bunch of people with you. This will be good for you. We've been cramped up in the cave for a while. Good chance for you to stretch your legs.
This is why I'm here. And then carefully makes his way back to the hole.
Come, little boy, let us find cats. Yuri. And I throw him the rope. Tie us off.
Okay. I like the trust.
I wonder how I got the name Ditch Digger.
So Yuri goes back to the Yuri goes back to the caravan and ties off the rope. Benji, you make your way down first, I assume, and then Bree follows. Yeah. So you, it's a tied off rope. You don't need to make a check to climb down that. It's not even a straight drop.
It's like kind of a vertical drop and then it peters off.
Yeah.
When it gets to the sort of curve, Benji lets go of the rope and slides on his shield on his back.
Okay, great. Make acrobatics.
That is a 4.
4? Okay, so
Sounds right. We've all used crazy carpets.
yeah, you
So
put it down.
I also want to point out that like when the halfling came down, I was like shh, and I indicate and I kind of whisper to her like a creature went down and ran down around the corner. Like everybody is coming down, I'm shushing them.
Okay, so yeah, you shush Karadov, and then both of you make a dex save.
26.
26, okay.
12.
12? Okay. So you hear like a coming out of the tunnel as Benji, when you lay the shield down under you and you kind of test it with your feet and it slides really, really well. And in your brain, you're like, this is going to be great. And then
there's a moment where like he's kind of holding the rope and he's just, and he knows, then he kind of closes his eyes and like purses his lips and then let's go. And just gives her
the shield fires out from under your feet immediately and starts just spiraling down in front of you through this tunnel, and you start spiraling after it, and it's just clanging around, smashing as you like cut. And starring Karadov, you hear that, and both of you just step out of the side, and as this shield comes firing out and like loop-de-loops up around the cave wall, just clanging off all the rocks as it rests onto the ground, and Ben comes out afterwards. Ben, you take 1 damage as you fire out and just end up upside down with your butt up in the air against the wall on the other side of the cavern.
I slipped.
Yeah,
I don't know if I should do insight or not.
Looks like you did.
Yeah.
I got a 13.
I got a 16 deception.
Okay. Oh, are you okay? Shh, be quiet from now on. There are things down here which I do not know what they are.
Yes, of course.
I give you a bit of a look.
Benji, as much as a sort of pale moonlit skin face can blush, he blushes. Do I see my shield?
Yes, yeah, it's just on the ground.
Okay.
It kind of, it shot out and then rattled up the far wall that you fell on and then clattered just like 5 feet away from you. So you're able to pick it up right away.
Okay. It is like covered basically completely with like a kind of a thick leather covering with sort of like cat gut on the inside, like tightened up. So like it's the only sort of metal that's exposed is sort of on the inner side.
Oh, okay. So it's more muted than I described it then. It does, you do hear the clang of metal under this leather, which you may have previously thought that this was a leather shield, but there's a clear ring of metal now. And Bree, you're able to lower yourself down. The rope does hold. Yuri did an okay job.
I think I go head first. Is the only weird thing about it.
Terrifying.
Like climbing, I guess, upside down.
Oh my god, like a xenomorph?
Yeah, kind of. Well, like a lizard would crawl into a hole.
Right. Okay. So yeah, this massive, scaly alligator lizard comes squeezing out of this hole. You do barely fit through it, but you do fit through.
As Bree's body blocks the light, Karadov casts a little cantrip using a rhyme and produces a little tiny ball of fire in her hand.
Oh, okay. What is that?
It's produce flame.
Oh, okay. Cool. So that's probably like 5 foot light.
It's 10 feet bright, 10 feet dim.
Okay, cool. So who has dark vision? Is it only Ben?
Benjamin and Star.
I do.
Okay. So Ben, you can see the same thing I described to Star. So to your right, there is a curving pathway that leads to some rubble. To the left, you can see a probably 40, 50 feet away. It turns sharply to the right, but the chamber does continue on beyond where your dark vision goes. Karadov and those without dark vision, you can barely see anything around you, just sort of the immediate area that you're in, as this light just sort of licks at the stone walls.
I do not like it down here. Let us find the cat and the others.
I can't see very far. Star, you should probably take the lead.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to stealth forward and look around the corner where that thing, and I'm going to explain to everybody, listen, when I first came down, there was a strange little scaly creature sitting here. It had a dagger, but it did not try to attack me. It just said some gibberish and then ran off around the corner.
Okay.
So I suspect that's where my sister went. This is something to do with these things.
Well, then we have meat.
That's one way to look at it, I guess.
So Valen and Rowan, I'll get you guys to roll stealth when I come back to you.
No problem.
Valen and Rowan, did you guys roll stealth?
No, not yet.
Okay, so roll your stealth rolls.
Yes.
19.
19. Ooh.
23.
23. Nice. Okay. So you start making your way.
I should let you know that I still do have the torch up.
Yes. Yeah, you do. You have the torch out. Yeah, for sure. But you're not making any noise. Yeah. Because you can see, like, as far as the torch goes, nothing crosses the light of your torch. You're moving very slowly. Rowan, you're in front?
Yeah.
You stop Valen pretty suddenly as you look down and you see there is a thin wire. And you barely see it because the light, like your body blocks most of the light of the torch, but you see it glint off the. It's not crazy well hidden, but there is a wire that goes across this that will be quite effective in the dark. And as you look, you can see it traces up the wall, and you see there's a pretty well disguised net across the top of the chamber.
Yeah, I'll kind of caution Valen and be like, "Oh, we've got a bit of a trap here," and I'll touch the geode around my neck, and I'll be like, "Oh, Teak, if you could see this, I bet you'd get excited now." Huh? And I'll follow the string. Now, if I remember, you taught me that if I wanted to disarm something like this, I don't go right. I'd go up here. Okay, let's see what I can do here, and I'll use my thieves' tools to try to disarm it.
Okay, sure. So that's a sleight of hand, right? Yeah.
Well, I think it's its own roll.
Disarm trap?
Well, the thieves' tools is its own roll.
It's a thieves' tools with proficiency.
Oh, okay. So yeah. Thieves' tools with proficiency, not dex.
It's dex based.
Dex, okay.
Plus proficiency because he's proficient with thieves' tools.
Cool. Giver.
Yeah. Okay. 3. So 15, 16, 17.
17?
Yeah.
So you make your way up this rope, and you can see that you can see that the rope goes up, and it would basically pull out 2 steel pins. And you can tell when you're disarming it that the other side wouldn't fall. This isn't a net meant to trap you.
Okay.
And so what you do is you take some pins out of your thieves' tools and you just stick them in so that the edges of the net won't fall when you take away the tripwire. And as you do, you feel the net like writhe against your hands, and you feel like little insect legs stick out and sort of grasp at you for a moment, and you stick those pins in and pull your hands away. And, yeah.
Oh, that's
It's quite nasty.
yeah, they've got a bunch of little critters up there.
So obviously this place is inhabited.
Yeah, you said you've heard Draconic, yeah?
I did.
Draconic.
They're intelligent creatures, whatever they are.
Yeah. Now, I wonder. I've heard stories about Draconic. That's something interesting. And, yeah, I guess I
Continue.
just keep moving forward. Yeah, and my eyes would be peeled a little bit more now for those traps. And, yeah, and kind of like touching the geode sort of pendant that I've got. And tell you one thing, this would be a lot easier if you were here, Teak. I think you'd like this a lot more than I do right now.
Okay. So as you move a little bit farther, you move another 20 feet or so, and to your left, you see another one of those small tunnels. And then up ahead of you, just at the edge of your dim light, on the right, you see another small tunnel.
When you say small, that's the 2 foot ones,
2
right?
foot, yeah.
Well, whatever these things are, they're small. We can gather that much.
A comfort of a sort?
Yeah. Yeah, so with all those critters up in the net, but they'd still cause a pain in the neck, wouldn't they?
I don't think either of us are fitting through those.
No.
I might
those
have
are,
a shot, but I don't think it would be very fun.
those are the only 2 exits, right?
Well, it continues on beyond.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you keep going, if you pass these 2, you come to a split. And the tunnel goes off to your left and off to your right. Both of them curve around almost back in the same direction that you came.
Okay.
And
I'm going to let Valen know that we should probably be keeping an ear out behind us. I think if those are as small as, if that's their traffic, then they might be able to come around behind us too. So we'll watch where we're going for traps, but let's keep an ear peeled for what's going on behind us.
so as you listen, you can both make perception checks.
Unnatural 20.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't do nearly that.
Okay. Rowan, you to the left hear just some very, very hushed, like, and then another just.
My favorite.
I think the welcoming committee is gathering just to our left over here.
Should we charge in?
I like that gumption. They wouldn't expect it, now would they? But no, I don't think that'd be the best way to go about this.
So perhaps we'd rather sneak around them.
Yeah, let's see if we can. Yeah, let's see if we can do just that.
It's going to get dark.
What if you leave your torch here and we move just a little more out of the light and see if maybe we can draw them in that way and get a look at them at least.
That's an interesting idea. Certainly. Yeah, I'll try and see if I can wedge the torch just like up against a rock or something, or towards the side. So
Yeah, easy enough to do.
I'll say a little bit louder. It's like, well, what about if we take a rest here? Maybe just see if our friends can catch up to us.
I wink at you and sort of loudly, that sounds like an excellent idea. I could recover a bit.
So you can both make deception, or one of you can do it with advantage.
I'll give you advantage on that.
It'll give you advantage?
Yeah.
Okay. So then that's going to be an 18.
18? Okay.
100 dice roll behind the screen.
Oh dear.
You took advantage on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So with your still 20%, what was your perception?
My
What was it, by the way?
perception was 11.
11? Okay. So with your high perception roll, you hear from around that same corner. Back in the other hallway. So you guys can make your stealth rolls. Sorry,
Okay.
what were you saying?
We would have then moved out of that light. We're not sitting in the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going left or right?
We heard the noise left, right?
Yeah.
So
So we probably go a little bit to the
a
right.
little bit to the right.
Off
yeah,
to
so
the
they
right
would come
side?
in. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we end up behind them if they...
So that's I may have did I explain this right? The two tunnels that go off loop in either direction back towards where you came from.
Yeah, like
Does that make sense?
Like ram horns or something.
Yeah.
Like they kind of.
Okay, I just want to make sure it's a little confusing.
But that's like immediately.
Yeah, it's like a flat wall
Okay.
in front
I
of
think
you.
I pictured it like a Y that slowly curved back. But
Yeah, it's not super slowly. It's pretty abrupt.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Stealth rolls for everyone else.
Wow, I'm rolling really well. 25.
25.
12.
12.
Knocking a lot of the ice off the walls, I think, as I move.
Yeah.
And I'm kicking it. 6.
6.
for Benjamin.
And 14 for Kara.
Okay. So I do like this rule. You would notice that Ben is making a fair bit of noise. Everybody else, if someone wants to take disadvantage on their roll, they can give Ben advantage.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Ben, you should be more quiet. Advantage. Okay, well, I went down to 18.
Sorry, Star. That's another 6.
Great. Okay. So Ben is walking down the hallway, and his shield is just scraping off the wall.
Yeah, it's like on his back.
Yeah.
Like it's
So there's like little rocks. Oh well, you'd be too low to hit those, but like rocks sticking off the side, just like clang every once in a while, just clang. And then so when Star sort of turns around and says like you're being very loud, you switch it to the other shoulder, and then it just starts clanging off rocks on the other side, doing exactly the same thing.
You are getting big like lizard.
It's the growth spurt. It's making you
awkward.
And all of you actually see, as you sidle up next to this this right turn ahead of you, you see a flickering of light another 60 feet or so beyond this tunnel.
So we're coming up to a turn?
Yeah, so there's a turn on the right where the little creature ran, and then the tunnel continues on beyond that, and 60 feet in that direction, you can see light.
There's light up ahead.
It looks like a torch, perhaps. Perhaps I will go ahead and have a look.
You are squishy. Move out of way, cat.
Okay.
And I just kind of like press you up against the side of the wall. as
Yeah,
I
I'm
move
like,
through.
okay.
And make my way up towards the light.
I'll follow behind, though.
Okay, so keeping those stealth rolls, Rowan and Valen, from behind you down this right hallway, you would have heard a clang, clang.
Can I inside that to see if it's a no? Why would I even associate that? Yeah, never mind. Okay.
Yeah, you definitely hear it. Both of you would hear it. And Rowan, you would also hear movement coming down the hallway towards you in that direction.
In that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh well, maybe this plan didn't work as well as we thought.
Are we about to be surrounded?
Well, no, because they can only come from that direction or this one, so we won't be fully surrounded, right? I'm sorry, Valen. I'm just trying to make the
I have to
situation.
admit, I'm a little scared.
Yeah, we'll be all right. We'll just you stay behind me and you do what you can, and I'll try to keep them off you long enough for you to do exactly what you can.
Okay. You see me reach inside and pull out just a little crystal orb that I start sort of just like nervously rolling around in my hand.
Yeah, and I'll put my hand on your shoulder and be like, now look, we because you can kind of tell that I'm also nervous. And be like, so listen, we give them a chance to maybe they're just looking to trade or chat. I mean, it probably doesn't look like they can get out very often. Those things are real slippery, and I'm just starting to ramble now. So.
Well, I don't think that traders would greet visitors with a net full of bugs.
So Bree, you're making your way down this hallway, closer and closer to this light, and you're sort of slinking towards this corner. And as you do, you can hear little sounds, just like the sibilant sounds of a conversation, basically, just the loudest. But you can't tell exactly what's happening. It's definitely, but there's something there.
I mean, I don't really think I'm concerned with anything in these tunnels as being overly dangerous. So I think I'm not really burging ahead, but I'm just continuing to move at a regular pace.
Okay, so as you guys
Ready to pounce, though.
psych each other up around the corner, out of the dark, basically, you just see this massive reptilian head poke around the corner. Bree, you come around the corner and you see these two silhouetted forms. You would recognize them right away because there is light behind them. But you, in the dark, can just basically hear the sound of scales scraping up against as this like huge suggestion of a form, basically licked by the edges of the firelight, comes into your vision.
Oh, my trees. Okay, well,
I think
let's...
I start casting
All
a
right,
spell.
you ready now? Because here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Do we need to roll initiative to cast a spell?
Yeah, roll initiative. Just the three of you.
Oh my god.
21.
21?
Oh no.
14.
14?
Just got a 6.
6? Okay. So then, Valen, you go first.
Yeah, so you see my hand start to sort of spin around and then almost reach out and sort of pull back towards me. And you need to make a con save.
Oh,
Oh no!
DC
Whatever will I do?
DC 13. I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's 17.
So you feel yourself like get very, very cold, but nothing happens.
Yeah, so a bunch of ice just forms up your body, and you shrug it off, just sort of shake, and then it's your turn.
And I see Valen casting this.
Yeah.
I think I just go to lightly slap you upside the head. It's cold enough already in tunnel. No jumping down holes.
Oh my goodness, Bree. I'm so sorry.
well,
Are you all right? Did I hurt you?
I am fine.
you're a sight for real nervous eyes. I'm going to tell you that right now. Oh, boy. You know, you've got real sharp teeth. Have anyone ever tell you that?
Yes.
Oh.
All time.
Just really pulls you in, like fey magic or something. It's just real sharp, coming out of that. Oh, okay. Well,
please forgive me.
I'll just kind of be like stretching my shoulders and arms. I'll be like, yeah, well.
So all of you sort of start to calm.
Hello. I am behind too. I am still here. I'm still here. You may not be able to see me.
Oh yeah, just like blending in with the shadows. You can hear the voice. You can't see where.
The lizard is very large.
Where
yes.
is other cat?
Oh,
We haven't found anyone else. We heard some draconic whispers up ahead of us, but we couldn't make out what they were saying.
yeah. And
Oh, I saw one. I think it had a dagger. It was very small. Like a little lizard, like you, but much smaller. Like
I growl at little.
no, but knee high, not big and magnificent.
Young pups. Well, let us go find cat.
there's also a few there in that hole to the right. I heard them whispering. We were trying to see if we could lure them out and kind of get a look at them.
Oh, and everyone should keep their eyes open for traps.
Yeah, we found a few of those.
Perhaps we should make sure the others are coming too.
Yeah, not far behind. Like once you start having this conversation, Ben and Kara, you would be able to hear them having it. And also, where if you're sort of pressed up next to where they left you, next to that right turn, behind you, you would hear like a scratching sound.
I would say into Ben's head. Let's catch up with the others. I hear something behind us.
Ben just like
You go ahead of me.
also just like a meta moment. You guys have never seen Ben cast magic, and he has no weapon.
Yeah.
Just a shield.
He's ahead of me.
Yeah. Actually, really, none of you would have seen what anyone else can do in combat. You've in the time that you've been together, really, you haven't run into anything that's necessitated fighting or any sort of serious combat.
Yeah, the only thing you would have seen often is prestidigitation in its many forms too.
I
Warm us up.
expect Star
I guess we
probably
know
shows
that
off.
Bree can. Oh yeah, that's true. And
probably
Bree
seen
can
me-
throw a javelin.
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
seen me like hunt a few things, but
You would have seen Star practicing swordplay every day, like obsessively, like basically just like pushing whenever Light got tired of like doing it, I'd be like, no, more, come on.
Shirt
At me
on
again.
or shirt on or shirt off?
No, it's cold.
You got fuzz. You a fuzzy buddy.
I am a fuzzy buddy, but it's still cold. I'm used to the desert.
Yeah, that's true. So you two catch up with the group. You pass by this. You pass by that tunnel. Your little bit of light reaches in a little ways, but you don't see anything as you pass by it. Then you can make a perception check if you want, if you want to look down that tunnel as you pass by it.
Perception is 18.
18.
Yeah.
You, as you look down that hallway, just about 10 feet in front of you, you see there is a clay pot up near the ceiling.
Carrot, I think I see a trap down this hallway. And if in the light, you'd see that his eyes are now completely black.
Okay.
Just very wide and black.
Thank you for telling me. Let's catch up with the others.
Oh, okay.
Spooky demon John.
Okay, so you catch up with the others around the hall, around the corner there.
How many of... Do we all fall down these holes?
No, only a few of us fell. The rest of us came to find you.
Oh, I see. Right.
Greatly appreciated. Maybe we should poke our heads around this corner and see what lies ahead.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should keep going until we can find. And I know it to be your sister, right?
Yeah.
Star.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we should definitely keep going until we can find Star's sister.
Would I be able to make a survival check to see if I see any cat footprints or anything from this area?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, you guys see Benjamin. He's kind of like his head is turning and stuff, and he's checking the ground. That is a 23. 23? Yeah.
Yeah. You don't see cat footprints, but you do see, as you're like checking the walls, you can see that there are scrapes in the walls that are consistent with like tools. Like it looks like these things were done. You can also see that there are areas that have been reinforced with a bit of wood. Like it's stuck in below the dirt and the stone, but you can see that it is in there. You see in the floor, there is some dirt on the floor, and in the dirt you can see these 3-toed reptilian footprints, which are about the size of your hand, very small.
Okay.
And with a 23, you can also see that among these scrapes in the walls, there are tool scrapes, and then there are some other ones. There are pockmarks in the walls, and you can see that they move like the tracks of a 4-legged creature that seems to be able to run on the walls as easily as it would on the floor.
Question I didn't expect to have to ask. How many toes do I have on each of my feet?
Lizard. I picture them with sort of dinosaur-esque feet, like a 3-toe, one back toe.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay. Yeah.
So, would this count as a dungeon? You think? Would I be able to know who built this? Like who would have dug this out, or is it just kind of too rough to really ascertain that kind of thing?
Well, Benjamin would, express that information.
Yeah.
So if you investigated it, if you took a look around, you would know that these were tunnels. This is your architect thing, right?
Yeah. Our archaeologist.
Archaeologist, right? And it just says you know.
It says I just know, but I mean, if it's like dug out of the ground, then maybe I don't just.
Well,
know,
I think you would know that it's not. It wasn't like it's not like an elven or it's not a dwarven mine or anything like that. It doesn't look like anything that was so purposely built to serve a function.
Yeah, right.
Other than like travel below ground.
Yeah.
I think you would know well enough. I think you would have seen these things while sort of delving into ruins in the past, that certain ruins would have tunnels dug into them from subterranean creatures.
Yeah.
And this would follow up with that. You think this was probably dug by some sort of subterranean creature.
Yeah.
if you just know, I think you would know that there are two types of tunnels in here.
Yeah,
the size isn't consistent. It doesn't make sense why there are small ones and big ones if there was only one type of thing moving through here.
Yeah, so I'd relate that kind of insight into you guys too. I'd be like, well, we've got these small ones and these big ones. So something obviously dug the bigger ones, and then these little creatures are moving in and out of them for their convenience. So I think so far we've been hearing scrabbles of the little ones. I'm guessing based on the sounds coming out of those 2-foot tunnels. But I think maybe what we need to really worry about is what dug these bigger ones.
They're not too big.
No. Well, thanks, Brains.
Well, then you can go first, Bree.
Gladly.
Bree, we did notice when we turned the corner, or when we passed the corner back there was a trap. What did it look like then?
It was a clay pot, sort of balanced on the ceiling, and it had a rope attached to it.
You saw it was tied to the side of the...
Tied.
This is in the tunnel that you passed by to the right where the little creature went.
The little tunnels.
It was a big tunnel, but it was where Star saw the creature run.
The right-hand turn that we passed.
Yeah. So you passed to come up to this left-hand turn, which is where you found Balin and Rowan.
It might make sense that they would trap areas leading towards where they live. Yeah, and maybe that's where they took Sky.
And Star, did you told us all that you saw the one come around, and did you point out that that's where it ran?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so that could have been to try to lure him into that trap too.
In
Yeah,
which
so
case
where
it
you
is
guys are
probably good
standing
that
at-
I did not follow it.
Yeah, these might be ambush creatures.
In any case, we should proceed carefully, perhaps?
Yeah.
So which way would you like to go? You're at the intersection now that Rowan and Valen came up. There's a torch just a little bit behind you lighting this area. So everybody can see that it is the 8-foot tunnel breaks into two pieces. The one that you guys came up with is the right-hand tunnel that Rowan and Valen saw. That was where you guys were hiding. So across from this, there is the left-hand tunnel that curves around to the area where you saw the kobold, or heard the kobold sort of whispering. Back from where Bree and Star and the others came from, there is another tunnel, which is where Star saw the creature run down.
Okay.
The cat came down the other tunnel, and then it turned back where we passed. That might be closer.
Yeah, I think our first concern should be Star's sister.
Agreed.
I certainly agree with that.
Okay.
Not me! Fucker!
Who's this?
Oh, hi, everybody!
Hey, Dave!
Dungeon Dave!
Here I am to lead the way. Oh, fuck, a trap. Holy shit.
Dead.
So you're going down the tunnel that the creature ran around the corner when you first came in?
With the pot.
Cool, with the pot in it. Yeah, okay. So you're standing at the crossroads where the two paths loop back from where Rowan and Valen fell in. Which way did you want to go?
Let's go back to where the corner was. The cat fell down over there. We should get her first.
I'm not going to say no to that. I would like to find my sister first.
There was a pot in the ceiling.
It was attached to the wall.
Well,
Benjamin
see.
says from your knee.
I cannot see so good.
Follow me.
yeah, maybe I can have a look at that.
And
too.
Benjamin runs into the darkness.
Perfect. Okay, so now that you're all together, are you sneaking?
Yes, I am.
Okay, let's redo the stealth rolls then. Now that you're all reassembled.
Reunited. It feels so good. 16.
Oh, wow, I botched it. 10.
Okay,
I botched it worse. 7.
nice.
10 for Benjamin.
12 for Kara.
The 7.5 foot furball got 21.
God dang it.
The two monsters are like moving quietly.
I would ask if you wanted to take disadvantage to give someone advantage, but I don't think it's going to matter.
Spoilers.
I think the answer is just we're not moving stealthily.
Yeah, you all rule pretty well. So you make your way around that corner and you approach the jar where you're moving up slowly and carefully towards it. You see that this has a similar tripwire along the ground that you saw before. Are you taking light down here? You have the 10-foot light. Are you taking the torch that you left?
That was still like around the corner, wasn't it?
That was in the original hallway that you came up. So you had only stepped a little ways away from it. So you could have picked it up.
Oh, then I probably would have retrieved it, yeah.
And keeping it lit?
If we're stealthing again, probably I might have snuffed it.
Snuffed it? Okay.
Just my hand just passes over it and goes out.
We can't see without it.
I can.
She's got a smaller one.
A little light. I have a little flame in my hand.
That's true. That's like 20 feet in total, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
I mean, we're 20 feet as a party.
that's what I want to ask there. What's your marching order? And you guys can, if you want to use the little dudes.
So then maybe I would stay at the back and keep it lit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm near the front.
That's always
I don't know if
keeping it lit.
I feel like the lizard's at the front, but I'm near the front.
Yeah. Well, little Benji took off.
Yeah, that's
first.
true. Benji is probably in the lead.
I think it's probably Benji, then me, then whoever's good at disarming traps.
And I would be following to disarm the trap. So I got the lantern.
The child ran off.
We're letting the child go first.
I'm right behind him.
The child ran. The child made the decision to just go. So that's 3. Then the cat. Then Kara. That means that the light is pretty much all the way at the back.
Yeah. So
that makes sense.
At the front. Well, it's 40 feet of light from the torch.
Yeah.
So you would it's dim.
Lights in the back.
You have basically 15 feet of light ahead of Benjamin. The dim light.
Yeah, and it's dim and it's flickering because all the bodies moving over it are casting weird shadows all over this tunnel.
Well, that's not creepy.
And
when Benjamin gets within like that to the end of the hallway and can see the pot, he would point it out. He would there it is, Bree. Can you see it? There it is. Can you see it?
No.
I'll kind of like squeeze through. It's like, I think I got a beat on that one. Let's have a look at this now. I'll get you guys to step back a little bit in case this pot spills. Let's see what I can do. And I kind of feel around it. I'm kind of like looking for any kind of mechanism.
Well, there was
doing an investigation.
No, I'm doing this.
You're disarming it. Okay, yeah.
I definitely did it. 18 plus 5, so was that 23?
Okay, you can see this one is significantly simpler than the last one, and you're actually able to just like you can see that this string would have pulled a nail out of the wall as well and would have just dropped this pot, but you're able to loose the pot and just hold it. So you have this pot in your hand now.
Is there anything in it?
You can check.
Yeah.
Yep.
Would that be perception or?
If you want to try to find out what it is without opening it, or you can just open it.
No, I want to know what it is without opening it.
Okay.
So that's investigation then?
Shake it. Just shake that.
Shake it. Yeah. Shake it. I'm with him.
Like a Polaroid picture.
So that is just a 7.
A 7? Yeah, it's pretty heavy. There's definitely something in it, but the lid is closed.
Well, I haven't seen that net of critters, and I'm looking at Valen. I'm thinking maybe we don't want to open this pot, but if someone wants to have a look inside, they're welcome to, but I discourage it, and I'm going to put it down on the ground.
Okay.
Gently.
That's probably fine where it is.
Let's not trip on it.
Good plan. Okay, so you lay the pot in the hallway, and you continue down.
Okay, no more traps. I push through.
All right.
Okay, so Bree's taking the lead.
I should note I'm not I don't have any of my weapons equipped, but I do have on my left arm, I'm just holding this large moose antler that functions as a shield around the kind of around my left arm and has a couple broken off little points on it.
Terrifying. It's terrifying.
Okay, so as you make your way down this hallway, you see it starts to widen out a little bit, and then there's sort of a wooden, almost door frame along the end of the hallway, and you can't see into the next room because there's these tattered drapes sort of coming down. They've been ripped and shredded, and it looks like it is banners from several different kingdoms have all been draped down and shredded, creating this sort of waving cloth doorway that stops you from being able to see into the next room.
Would I be able to do a history roll on these banners to see if I recognize anything from like legend or anything like that?
Sure.
They're in tatters?
Yeah.
So would I have disadvantage on this check? Or?
They're ripped. You can do a history check. You can see the seals on a couple of them.
How are they attached to the frame?
It looks like there's like a pole going across the top, like this wooden frame, and it's all just sort of been nailed into this top wooden frame.
I think I just grab the pile of them and rip them off out of the way.
Okay.
Which explains why I just got an 8.
Yeah. You look at one and you're like, it looks like while they're waving back and forth, you're kind of like, is that a bunny or a boar? It could be, because if it's a boar, and then all of a sudden it just all gets torn down. Little nails sort of tinkle around the room. You see that this opens up into a larger chamber. And with the light that you have, you can't see what's inside. You do see in the middle of the room, casting a little bit of a glow, is a barely lit cooking fire, just like the embers of like an old cooking fire, and you can smell smoke as you come in here, and it smells like burnt meat.
I move towards it.
Okay. Make a dexterity save.
Sounds about right. Non-natural 20.
Non-nat 20? Okay. So you move forward and you feel on your legs two tripwires snap.
No.
And then from the ceiling you see 2 jars swing down towards you. But you're able to dive to the side. Who's right behind you?
It's probably me.
Yeah.
Or it's
Star?
the Furbolg. One or the other.
Oh, yeah, because
Because you were disarming, right?
It might be me, actually.
Yeah, you were looking at the
And I was looking at the banners, too.
Yeah, you were. Okay,
Yeah.
so then you also make a dexterity save.
And then it's
Oh,
Ben.
that's okay.
Then it's Ben.
Yeah.
So that would be a 19.
19? Okay, so you, Bree, you dive forward into the room, and Rowan, you step backwards and kind of force the group back a step as these 2 jars then collide with each other, and you see just a burst of flame as this like liquid starts spraying everywhere like napalm and lights the whole doorway on fire. So Bree, you're on one side of this fire and everybody else is on the other side in the opening of this door.
This is fun.
Roll initiative.
Yeah, okay, that sounds about right.
Oh, I missed that one.
I
Okay.
am caught off guard by the fire behind me and rolled a 4.
Okay, 1 second.
We took a break and now I'm rolling only bad.
I'm rolling good now. This is great.
So Bree got an 8. Rowan.
22.
Okay. Karadov.
I got an 8 as well.
8.
traps
Who's
in
got the
this.
higher dex?
I have 16.
I have an 8 as well.
You have an 8.
My dex is 14.
Okay, so Star 11.
3.
3.
Good.
You're right in the back,
For
though.
3.
so-
Okay.
Yeah, fair enough.
So as you enter the room, you see a pudgy kobold who sits on a wooden chair precariously balanced on top of a large anvil. In one hand, he has a staff with a big golden dragon head at the end of it. And he wears a patched up pointy hat that flops over in the front, and an equally patchy long robe, which sort of extends down beyond even where the chair. And he throws up this little gout of flame, and he says, "You ain't a big boss room!" And at that, Bree,
Well, okay.
you have, and he says that in common. So you do all understand his insanity. And Bree, you hear the thwip of a bunch of slings being flung at you.
No slings.
Hello, welcome to the end of the episode. Thank you so much for listening. This is our second episode. That's crazy. That's twice as many as we had last time. Oh, if we keep going at this rate, boy, we're going to have a few episodes. If you really want to help us out, you can jump on iTunes or Google Play or wherever you found this podcast and leave us a good rating. Tell your friends, subscribe. It's really hard to get the name of your podcast out there, so every person that you tell, we will take them as a new initiate. Unless they're like a trash garbage person, then have a stern talking with them, and if they're beyond help, just throw them right in the garbage. Just throw them in the trash. We don't want them. You shouldn't want them either. Get that negativity out of your life. Anyway, thank you again. We can't say it enough. And enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you next Monday. Goodbye.